How do I survive the shame of the religious? Whether the religious is shamed by the Prophet Muhammad or the prophets in the Old Testament or the prophets in the New Testament. How do I survive your shame, right? If I am now testifying on my own behalf, then am I not also proving that I am who I am testifying about? If you believe that you are not God, right, then why would you question anybody who believe that they are, right? Think about it, right? The people who was telling people about Abraham is the same people who plotted against Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee. So if you plotted against Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee, then how was you a disciple or a seed of Abraham? If Abraham was supposed to be a righteous man, when did your discernment become that of an unrighteous man or woman for that matter, right? Because everybody's judging based on what they was told about somebody, right? So what do you actually know about the person you was told about other than what somebody told you about that person? So now you're telling me that I can't testify of me because nobody else testifying of me? Because everybody now, or not everybody, but some people testifying to Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee. Some people testifying to Jesus Christ. Some people testifying to the Son of Man. Some people testifying to the Prophet Muhammad. Some people testifying to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I mean, it's so many people that y'all hold dear that how do you know who I am? But then you wouldn't know who those people are, right? You wouldn't know who Minister Malcolm X is if he was Malcolm Little. How do you know that Malcolm Little is Minister Malcolm X? How would you know that? Just like how would you know that Saul is Paul? How would you know unless somebody told you, right? So is Minister Malcolm X, right, delivered? Was he not converted, right, into Islam? So who was he before? See, who was he before he became Minister Malcolm X, right? Because when he was Malcolm Little, right, the black Muslims embraced him, right? I mean, he was Malcolm, right? And then he got his name, Malcolm X, right? So now when you then change his name, like Jesus changed the name of Saul to Paul according to scriptures, right? But we have to believe Paul that Jesus changed his name from Saul to Paul. See, it's all what he say, right? But now, once he used Jesus' name, then he became an author, right? But in his author of Jesus, he never knew Jesus. He only met Jesus in a light. Now, what about those for whom walked with Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee in the flesh? Now, how can they write so few books, right, of Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee, and they walk with Jesus? But the person who was persecuting Jesus wrote the most books? The man who didn't know Jesus at all, period, wrote books describing what Jesus told him in a light? So you mean to tell me that little interaction with the spiritual Jesus, right, then allowed this man to talk about the fleshly Jesus? But the people who walk with the fleshly Jesus only had certain things to say. Like, how many books did they write? Right? Because they are the actual ones that knew Jesus. Right? Now, here my friends is undermining my testimony. Right? So, if my friends was Jesus' disciples, then man, I'll be slandered to high heaven, right? Because my friends didn't want to accept my testimony. So I'm saying, well, if you don't want to accept my testimony, how you my friend? If I am telling you that I am a victim and you telling me I'm not, even though you see everything that they done took from me, but you say I lost it. And I'm saying, man, but for 15 years, I've been telling you I can't go to court. These people been threatening to kill me and all kind of stuff. But my friends done went on with their life, man. And now I'm here fighting for my very life while they telling me how great Jesus is. But I'm looking for a good friend. So I'm saying, well, why Jesus ain't made you a good friend, man? Because now it seems like you mad at me for trying to save us. And now since you mad at me for trying to save us, you gonna let the devil have his way with our kids, man. So when are you gonna tell our kids what you saying about us? Huh? Because I'm in court fighting the devil for our kids. See, that's why I'm struggling. But why you forcing me to struggle, man? Because you don't want our kids to have nothing? You want them to believe in Jesus? Well, who gave us Jesus? The same person who gave us the rope around our ancestors' neck. The same people who whooped the skin off our backs. Huh? That's who you talking about, brother? Huh? That's who you worship? See, but why he didn't stop them from beating our ancestors? Why he didn't stop them from hanging our ancestors? And why he ain't stopping you from hanging me? Because he ain't our God, brother. He their God. That's why you helping them. Because that's their God. See, I'm my God. And I was offering my God to all people. But now you gonna give them their God. So won't you let them know the difference between your God and their God? Because y'all God can't be the God of these children. Because y'all taken from their mothers and their fathers and their grandmothers and their grandfathers. And what y'all giving them? A sermon? While y'all riding around in nice cars and there's many mansions in your father's house. Huh? But why in my house ain't no mansion? Y'all done let them take my house. But when did Jesus have a house? Huh? He didn't have one in Jerusalem.